Hi everyone, it's Howard the Condo Man. I use the term everyone loosely since barely anyone still watches these videos. I probably have more knowledge on the condo market than any other agent, but I don't know why I still can't get mass YouTube following. So, anyways, the topic of today's video is commercial trends in Toronto. I've been living in Toronto now for about 30 years, and I've lived downtown for almost all those 30 years. And I see all kinds of commercial trends pop up, and I've seen them go out too. So, I'm going to talk about them and maybe you guys can comment and let me know what commercial trends you've seen outside of these. So let's go a little bit back in time. Not too far, but let's say 20 years. Frozen yogurt places started popping up all over Toronto. We had Menchie's and we had Yogurties, and then we had a few independents. There were actually four of them along Bloor. I remember because I would go sometimes. It had the illusion of being healthy, and they're very tasty. You can go in and sample flavors, and kids like them, adults like them. It was a neat trend, but I always said in Toronto, it's cold for 6, 7 months of the year. You're not going to be able to keep a high demand all year round unless you start playing around with the prices seasonally. Which, by the way, is my best idea. Ice cream places, yogurt places in cold climates should make it half price in wintertime. That's the way to control for supply and demand. I don't know why no one's done that, but hey, you're free to steal my idea. Anyways, that yogurt trend, it went on. There must have been 30 yogurt places around the city, um, that kept popping up, and pretty much half the commercial spaces for rent went to yogurt places. Anyways, lo and behold, here we are. It's maybe 15 to 20 years later. There are no more yogurt places downtown. They all closed down. And again, it's seasonality. Around the same time, um, there was another trend, and it was popular hamburger places. It's another trend that I like. Mostly, I had chicken burgers and turkey burgers, and I love when they have different condiments. So I like when they have like caramelized onions and like some kind of weird barbecue sauce. So I was into that trend, and we had a few chains. We had Hero Burger, and then we had Kraft Burger, and we have a few names I don't even really remember. That was a cool trend. So yeah, that trend, it did actually go on. I mean, many of the chains closed down, and it went to more independent places that were known for better meat. But we still have a lot of burger places around. They're still really good, and I still like it personally. So that trend just diminished. We have maybe half the burger places now that we had, I'm going to say 10 years ago. I think Hero Burger closed down. By the way, this all started with Licks. Licks was a burger chain where they used to sing as you ordered your burger. I think the first one was in the Beaches, and they honestly had wonderful burgers. They had amazing turkey burgers. They even had amazing veggie burgers, and that closed down. Fortunately, due to the plethora of high-end hamburger chains that opened. So what was next? Coffee. We had independent coffee chains, many of them, I think, before anywhere else in the world. Definitely got them before New York. We definitely got them before Montreal, who barely has them now. Florida still barely has them. Um, God, it's really weird how that happened. So they just started popping up. Dark Horse, Thor. There were literally this trend started maybe 12 to 15 years ago. They were just popping up like every month, all along the same concentrated areas: King and Spadina, Queen and Spadina, further out on Queen, Jimmy's Coffee, Portland Street, here, there, all over this little concentrated area. We got independent coffee chains, and you know what? A lot of them are great. I gotta say, the number one thing I miss when I leave Toronto for a prolonged period of time, I miss our independent coffee chains, and I miss the bread. Oddly, anyways, it makes more sense to have good coffee here because we've got a cold climate for a lot of the year. Also, coffee is a good thing to meet over. There's a social element to having coffee if you don't want to go for drinks, which personally I prefer to go for coffee. Um, anyways, coffee chains have popped up everywhere. Most of them stayed open, amazingly. and majority of them have got really, really good coffee. So that's one of our latest trends, which I also kind of like. So the last trend has been, unfortunately, at least unfortunately for me, dispensaries. Every commercial space that was vacant um, is a dispensary now. So, and there'd be literally five of them in the same 3 block radius. Like on, Queen and Spadina, there's at least five in that little radius. Queen and Gladstone, there's a bunch of them. Um, when I was trying to sell the commercial space in my condo developments, I would say that half the inquiries I got were from dispensaries that wanted to open. At first, I was completely averse to it. I kind of changed my tune as more started to open, but yeah, it makes no sense. There's not that much demand for weed. There's some, and these can't all be legal, that are opening. I think most of them are, but it's crazy the way that they've just flooded the supply. So I'm guessing in 10 years from now, 3/4 of them will close. Probably a few franchises will be left that will dominate the industry. It smells. It sometimes drags in a bad crowd. They try and make them all look fancy, which is great. I think that's the way that they've positioned the brands to make weed a fancy thing and not looked at as a low end thing. But you still often have a bad crowd outside these places. Anyways, what I see, Toronto seems to have a hard time innovating with commercial chains. I don't know why that is. We just don't seem to readily open new things. We seem to just like copying other franchises and copying trends. I don't know if that's going to stop. Personally, I'd like to see maybe a bakery franchise, like with fresh baked stuff that serves coffee where you can sit. So I love Cobb's bread. I buy fresh bread at least once a week, every week. But it's not the kind of place where you can sit and eat it and relax. I would love to see a franchise like that. That would be different. But really, I'd like to see anything kind of different. Acai bowls are starting to open up. Smoothie bowl chains here and there. It's kind of nice to see, but we don't have a lot of them. Um, I don't know. I don't know why we. I know they say not to reinvent the wheel, but it would be nice if we invented a new wheel once in a while. Anyways, have a great day. If you guys can think of any other, trends that keep popping up in Toronto, feel free to post it. And if anyone needs to buy or sell a condo or house, email me at Howard at actually email me at howardscondos@gmail.com. It's a better email for me. Howards with an S at the end, condos at gmail.com. Have a great day, everyone. Cheers.